Dear child, as you opened this message, an imperceptible shift occurred in your surroundings, a change so subtle that it may have initially escaped your notice, yet profound enough that fate itself seemed to draw nearer. A sealed letter, a modest signature, and a choice made far from your sight have now intersected with your life. Consequently, a figure who has quietly observed your journey from the sidelines has just undertaken an action that few could have envisioned. A new home address has been established, confirmed, and logged into a system that was never intended to accommodate your name, yet it has now found a place there. The implications of this development will profoundly alter everything you once believed about the support that stands beside you, as well as those who have silently orchestrated your ascent long before you recognized your own worthiness for it. Listen closely, for this is where your heart may quicken with anticipation. Just hours ago, prior to your engagement with this video, a set of coordinates was entered into a confidential registry, neither public nor traceable. This registry is reserved exclusively for facilitating the safe transition of individuals into improved, more secure lives. Your personal details, your initials, your birth date, and your identity were seamlessly integrated into this registry as if it were a classified entry. My cherished child, someone has tenderly taken your existence, turned it over to scrutinize its imperfections, and determined that you will not remain in your current situation, not emotionally, spiritually, and certainly not physically. The confines surrounding you now are temporary. The ground beneath you will not be your final haven. Someone has already orchestrated the next chapter of your ascent. Surprisingly, they have yet to disclose the details to you. Prepare yourself, for the next revelation may cause a brief pause. Your new home is not merely a location, it embodies a message, a declaration, a subtle acknowledgement from an individual unable to articulate it aloud. This individual bears a sense of responsibility for the agony you have endured, the aspirations you have relinquished, and the sleepless nights spent questioning whether anyone truly cares. They cannot alter your past, but they are resolute in rewriting your future through their own efforts. They navigated the shadows, through paperwork, into places accessible only to those with genuine authority, and they secured your place there. Not out of obligation but from a profound belief that your next phase deserves to unfold in an environment ripe with peace and protection, where silence feels safe, and where your new life can finally exhale. You may believe that no one sees your battles, but someone has witnessed everything. Herein lies a detail that will catch your breath. The site of your new residence is not arbitrary, it is intertwined with a memory long since forgotten, a person you nearly lost hope for, and a silent promise made years ago. Someone once looked upon you, perhaps in a fleeting moment you do not even recall, and resolved that, should life become overwhelming, they would transport you to a sanctuary where you could begin anew, free from fear. They have waited, watched quietly, and now, at the right moment, they have acted. The universe now stands beside you, affirming that this shift, this relocation, this unforeseen blessing is no accident. It marks a pivotal juncture that will reveal every hidden truth about who values you, who fears losing you, and who has now made an investment in your future without seeking anything in return. My beloved child, before concluding this segment, listen attentively, as this is the detail that will defy expectations yet resonate deeply with all who hear it. Your new address transcends mere geography. It serves as a signal, a wake-up call to those who previously underestimated you, a warning to those who sought to confine you, a proclamation to the universe that you are stepping into a narrative where you cannot be overlooked, controlled, or silenced any longer. The individual who orchestrated this does not seek acclaim, rather, they desire transformation. They aspire for healing, and they want you to enter this next phase with your head held high, your spirit invigorated, and your destiny unfettered. Upon crossing the threshold into this new space, the truth behind their actions will resonate within you, louder, clearer, and more potent than you ever envisioned. My cherished child, as you prepare for your next breath, pay heed. Once this segment unfolds, everything within you will shift yet again. A remarkable plan is emerging around your name, a plan so meticulously crafted that even the universe is pausing in anticipation of this new address designated for you. It is not a product of luck or chance. It has arisen because someone has been fighting unseen battles, securing favors you never sought, and shielding you from storms you were unaware were approaching your life. They are now closer than ever to revealing their true identity, closer than you might realize. Closer than your doubts, closer than the fear that whispers you are alone. Stay with me, for the truth you are about to encounter will anchor you in this moment, unwavering. Here lies a revelation no one anticipated. Earlier today, your name was flagged within a system designed solely for high-priority relocations intended to protect, uplift, or prepare individuals for a destiny greater than their current circumstances can accommodate. Your name did not merely enter this system, it illuminated its very core. The responsible party acted without hesitation, entering details known only to those with a profound connection to you, selecting a location chosen by someone who can empathize with your struggles. They affixed their final approval, imbued with emotional gravitas, weightier than any gift you have ever received. My beloved child, this is neither a coincidence nor a mistake. Someone firmly believes that your next breath merits a new setting, an improved environment, a safer haven. They recognize that you have outgrown your current life, even if you have not yet acknowledged it. But brace yourself, for the next truth may leave you momentarily stunned. The individual who moved mountains for you has operated under immense pressure. This person has observed attempts to undermine your stability, your peace, your growth. Someone endeavored to keep you confined to where you were. Yet this silent guardian has resolutely chosen against allowing such an outcome. They designated your new address as a firm declaration, a protective shield around your destiny, drawing a bold line that proclaims, "No more suffering. Not while I am here." They did not confront, argue, or raise their voice, rather, they opted for decisive action. They opted to rise in your defense. They chose to transform your life, quietly yet vigorously, because they understand the burdens you bear, and they believe you deserve better than oppressive walls and crumbling ceilings. Now, the universe is aligning with that pivotal choice, guiding you toward a revelation that is sure to leave you breathless. My beloved child, this new home is linked to a truth waiting to be uncovered, an insight regarding someone who has loved you in silence. shielded you unwaveringly, and invested in your well-being fearlessly. They have observed your journey through heartbreak and renewal, witnessing as others exploited your resilience. They have seen you forgive, trust, and hope, only to find yourself injured yet again. Finally, they declared, "Enough." This new address stands as their response to every hidden tear, every sleepless night, and every fleeting dream obstructed by the obstacles of life. It is their proclamation that you will rise, and they will ensure it. My dear child, a part of you may already sense this shift, an anxious flutter, a muted spark, an instinctual feeling indicating that something monumental is about to manifest in your reality. You are correct, as the instant your new home address was recorded, a concealed notification pinged on a secure device, not a standard phone or screen, but a system that activates only when a life-altering decision is reached. When your name illuminated that display, their hands froze, breath caught in their throat, time seemed to pause as they realized they had finally achieved it. They had crossed over from being mere observers of your pain to accepting accountability for facilitating your rise. Yet listen closely, for what follows is a twist that may silence even fate itself. Hours preceding the finalization of your address, this person nearly divulged everything to you. They almost reached out. Hovering over your contact, words rehearsed in their heart, "I need to share something. You won't believe what I have done for you." Ultimately, they restrained themselves, not out of doubt or fear regarding your response, but because they desired for the truth to arrive at the opportune moment, when your heart is sufficiently fortified to comprehend their extraordinary efforts on your behalf. That moment, dear child, is now dawning. There exists a detail that has eluded you, a gripping insight into what transpires behind the scenes. Before your new address was secured, two individuals from your past took action to thwart this transition. They sought to maintain control over your growth, even attempting to eliminate your name from contention. But your unwavering protector vanquished their interference with a decisive act. With a single override command, wielded solely by those possessing true authority, they obliterated every barrier preventing your path toward the future you deserve. This signifies that your relocation was no mere process, it was a struggle fought silently on your behalf, unbeknownst to you. And here lies the twist that may grip you. The architect of this transformation possesses something precious, an item you either misplaced or relinquished long ago, something that no one else understands holds significance for you. They safeguarded it, preserved it like a treasured memory. And when selecting your new haven, they placed that same object in a drawer, awaiting your arrival. They have been waiting for the precise moment when you open that drawer and discover who truly understands the often overlooked aspects of your spirit. This drawer conceals a truth that will resonate deeply with you, even if your logic initially resists acceptance. However, my cherished child, the most profound aspect of all is this: your new residence is not solely a refuge, it is a coded communication, a map, an exhibit leading you directly to the individual who has vigilantly safeguarded your future. They have intentionally left no written note. They left a message, not a text, a sign intended solely for you. Once you enter that space and behold it, everything will align: the memories, the silence, the abrupt shifts, the mysterious protection. In a single, breathtaking moment, it will all click, marking a divide in your life between what came before and what will follow. My dear child, brace yourself for the revelation I am about to share. It is the point at which reality borders on the unbelievable. Just hours prior to the final approval of your new home address, an event transpired that few in your life could ever fathom. Someone approached your current residence not to engage, to disrupt, or to intrude, but to quietly stand just out of view, taking a deep breath as if summoning the fortitude to alter everything before you. They approached your door, poised to knock. Almost. Yet something within them halted that knock in midair. They realized that if you were to open the door at that moment, you would pose questions for which they were unprepared, questions that would unveil truths they were not ready to share. Here lies the part that will constrict your chest. They did not arrive empty-handed. They bore a sealed envelope containing your new address, a detail still unknown to you. This address was chosen with your protection, healing, and growth in mind. They envisioned your expression upon learning the contents of that envelope, desiring to present it to you personally. They yearned to witness the transformation from disbelief to relief, and then to understanding. But then, something changed, a noise inside your home, a flickering light, a subtle movement that compelled them to retreat into the shadows. Instinctively, they sensed that something was amiss, not with you, but surrounding you. A presence. An observing gaze. Attention. They perceived another individual nearby, someone who wished to thwart your progress. My dear child, this was the moment everything shifted. The one who sought to assist you discerned that they could not disclose your new address while someone with malintent shadowed your every step. Thus, they made the heart-wrenching choice to leave your door unknocked, prioritizing your safety. As they turned away, clutching that envelope tightly, they vowed that the truth would reach you through another means, safely, quietly, powerfully. Yet as they departed, a singular thought consumed them: you deserve to know the truth, and I will ensure its delivery once the peril has passed. That moment is nearer than you anticipate. Prepare for a revelation that will send chills down your spine. The individual who observed your home that day, the one who prompted your guardian to withdraw, was intent on keeping you anchored in your current environment. They thrived on your silence, your stagnation, your entrapment. They dreaded your ascent, as your success would unmask their true intentions. The impending switch of your address posed a direct threat to one who never suspected your potential to break free. Your silent protector recognized this trepidation, which is why they chose not to confront the issue head-on, but instead concentrated on securing your new beginning. However, my dear child, destiny unfolds in layers. And this next layer is the strongest yet. The individual advocating for your new home did not surrender when they stepped away from your door. They opted for a more strategic approach, channeling your documents into a secured pathway, locking your information behind a specialized code. They ensured your new address would be impervious to interference from anyone. Your safety became their personal mission, your future, their responsibility, as they committed to ensuring that nothing could obstruct what lay ahead. My dear child, When your new home address reached its final approval stage, a tremor reverberated through the entire system, a jolt so acute that the individual handling your file halted mid-task. They were unprepared for your name's emergence in a category reserved exclusively for high-priority cases, nor for a relocation request endorsed by the authority wielded by your silent protector. What transpired next was anything but ordinary. It was destiny manifesting under the guise of coincidence. As the final stamp hovered over the document, an unforeseen figure entered, the sort rarely seen in that office unless extraordinary circumstances were at play. Their presence altered the atmosphere instantly, scanning the room with intent. Their gaze landed on your file, prompting an immediate shift in dynamics. Their brows furrowed, their tone dropped as they uttered something urgent to your protector, stalling the entire approval process for a few critical moments. Within that brief interval, your silent guardian grasped that this was not merely a relocation, it was a race against time. A race against someone intent on halting your progress, who had been silently monitoring your movements in hopes of keeping you confined to your current existence. Yet, my beloved child, herein lies the shocking revelation: that unexpected figure was not your adversary. They were a messenger, a harbinger. They disclosed that an individual with personal motives, lacking legitimate authority, had attempted once more to sabotage your application. They endeavored to impose a barrier and alter your details, but destiny had other plans. Your silent protector did not falter. They did not engage in argument or hesitation. With a bold, decisive maneuver, they invoked a special override clearance, superior to the one employed previously, and instantly secured your file within a restricted vault. A vault accessible to only a select few, where your new address would remain unalterable, immune to future interference. That singular action obliterated the sabotage permanently. And then came a twist unforeseen by anyone present. The mysterious figure who had entered with the warning gazed at your protector and said, "You are choosing them over everything else, are you not?" No anger punctuated their tone, no judgment, it was merely an understanding. An understanding that your silent guardian's actions stemmed from something deeper than mere duty. They responded without evasion, simply whispering, "Yes." That single affirmation carried more significance than the stamp itself. My beloved child, at the moment that "yes" was spoken, fate solidified its course. Your new address was not merely approved, it was safeguarded by a solemn vow from someone who had resolutely chosen you time and again, even when you remained oblivious to their unwavering support. The final stamp affixed to your file was not merely ink, it was a commitment. A seal proclaiming that nothing could thwart their initiative now, not fear, not interference, not hidden adversaries, not the past. Yet, the most astonishing revelation awaits you. Once everything was secured, your protector enacted one final measure, an act revealing the depth of their concern. They requested an extraordinarily rare concession, the privilege to deliver your last document themselves at the opportune moment, not through mail, not via officials, not through intermediaries. They sought to place your new address directly into your hands, cognizant that this moment would redefine your life. My beloved child, take a deep breath, for what lies ahead is the closest you've ever been to unveiling the truth. After final approval, after that echoing stamp settled in the still room, once everyone had dispersed, your silent protector lingered. They took care to lock the door, ensuring no prying eyes or listening ears were present. Then, with shaking hands, not from fear but from the magnitude of what they had just accomplished, they lifted your file close. In that emptiness, upon touching your name with their fingertips, they whispered 3 words that altered everything. Before uttering those words, something within them broke free. They recalled every instance they witnessed your struggle. Each time you masked your hurt with silence, each time you persevered despite life's attempts to diminish your spirit. As they clutched your relocation file, realization dawned. Protecting you was no longer a choice, it became a fundamental aspect of their identity. Their breath trembled, their heart stuttered, and then, employing their softest voice to date, they uttered the words that encapsulated everything they felt but had never voiced: they deserve better. Not, "I fear for them," not, "This is my duty," not, "I hope they manage." But rather, "They deserve better." Those words were not born out of pity or charity, they signified recognition. Recognition of your strength, resilience, heartbreak, and endurance. Recognition of the burdens you have carried, burdens that most would never comprehend. Recognition of your unwavering loyalty in a world that seldom reciprocates. Those 3 words were their silent confession: your new home is not merely a gift, it was your rightful destiny. They fought for you, not out of a perception of weakness, but because they recognized your power, unable to bear the sight of it diminishing within a space unworthy of your potential. But here lies the dramatic twist: after murmuring those 3 words, they retrieved something small and personal from their pocket, a folded note, penned weeks prior, one they intended to provide you earlier but could not bring themselves to do so. The ink revealed signs of wear, and the edges bore the softness of having been held countless times. With intentionality, they placed that note within your file, directly behind the document indicating your new address. It was not intended for officials or the system, it was meant for you. Only for you. Whatever is inscribed on that note is a secret reserved solely for your eyes. My beloved child, they did not cease their actions there. Holding your file, they articulated once more, but this time with greater volume, certainty, and raw emotion. They declared it their turning point, not a mere possibility, nor a hopeful wish, but a resolute declaration manifested in pure conviction. As they proclaimed it, the atmosphere shifted, something awakened, as if the universe itself bowed to the promise made that day. The most potent moment followed thereafter. As they gently placed the file back on the table, touching your name one final time, their thumb lingered on that first letter, their eyes softened, and a solitary tear descended. Tears streamed down their face, not stemming from sadness, but rather from a profound sense of relief. Relief that your past struggles no longer dictated your future. Relief that they had finally taken action to alleviate a burden you were never meant to bear. Relief that your journey towards a brighter tomorrow had officially commenced. My dear child, before you delve into the contents of that folded note, brace yourself, for this is the juncture where emotions metamorphose into revelations. Here, the truth sheds its cloak of concealment. Here, the silent heart guiding these actions finally speaks, unfiltered, unafraid, and unwavering. When your quiet guardian placed that note within your file, nestled just behind the page showcasing your new address, it was not done casually. It was positioned with purpose, care, and the profound weight of someone who had harbored those words for far too long. This was not a hurried message, it was crafted after countless nights spent contemplating your well-being, observing your resilience clash with unjust circumstances that should never have impeded your journey. The moment you read the words inscribed within that note, you will feel a shift within you, for those words encapsulate the truth they never felt able to voice aloud. My precious child, the note does not comprise lengthy paragraphs or grand speeches. It does not recount the entire narrative, nor does it attempt to rationalize the risks taken or the boundaries crossed. Instead, it reveals something simple, raw, and pure. Just 6 succinct words that carry the immense weight of their fierce dedication to your future. I couldn't watch you break again. That was all. No names, no signatures, no justifications, just those 6 words that unveil the entirety of their silent burden. These words affirm that this relocation, this protection, this new beginning was driven not by pity, obligation, or responsibility, but rather by heartbreak. The heartbreak of witnessing someone as strong as you strive to maintain their composure while the world continued to test your limits. They resolutely chose not to remain a passive observer, unwilling to stand by and watch life bend you any further. Yet, dear child, nestled between those 6 poignant words lies a deeper understanding, one only someone who has truly studied your spirit, not merely your existence, could grasp. I couldn't watch you break again signifies more than acknowledgement of your pain, it reflects their own felt agony. It reveals that they too bore witness to the moments when you feigned a smile, consoled others despite your own hurt, and remained silent to spare others the burden of your struggles. This means that your breaking point was not solely your own, it was also theirs. They recall the night your voice trembled, the day your vitality waned, and the moment hope slipped just beyond your reach. Within that note, they confessed a truth even hidden from themselves. They would rather shoulder the repercussions of aiding you than stand idly by and watch you suffer again. Herein lies the twist, so compelling that even fate paused to listen. After composing that note, sealing it, and planning to deliver it to you, they kept it close. Day after day, week after week, it resided in their pocket. Tucked within a notebook, resting between the pages of their plans, awaiting the courage to pass it to you, anticipating the right moment, waiting for the universe to whisper, now. Yet, that moment never arrived. Perhaps it did, and they hesitated. Maybe they encountered you one day, weary yet pretending to be okay, wanting to hand over the note but freezing in place. They might have brushed by you in silence, with the words heavy on their lips but never voiced. Thus, instead of directly entrusting it to you, they placed it within your relocation file, for that was the only means they knew to ensure that the truth would finally reach you without hesitation blocking their path once more. However, what will resonate with you eternally is this: after placing the note, they did not leave immediately. They lingered, gazing at your name, fully aware that once you read those 6 words, everything shifts. No longer will there be uncertainty regarding who cares. No longer will there be doubts about your worth. No longer will you believe that your suffering goes unnoticed. They understand that those 6 words will reveal their heart more vividly than any confession could. And they are ready for you to understand. They are prepared for destiny to unfold. They await the moment you step into your new home, discover that note, and realize that someone has been quietly, fiercely, and consistently loving you and protecting you long before you recognized that you were worthy of such devotion.